turned off. Oh, I think my light died. Oh well. It probably needs to be charged. We can make do. Let's get enough lighting, right? Anyway, so today, I know I just saw everybody on Friday, and we did that really cool Friday the 13th reading. I mean, I don't really know if it was really cool or not. A lot of people seemed to like it. It was a little different. It was kind of meant to be, just fun and celebrate like a cheesy, superstitious event, But, uh, yeah. So we're back. So you guys get me a couple times in the same week, which is not normal, but I'd like to make it more normal where I actually go live a little bit more frequently. It's been something that I've been slowly building up to. It used to be, I'm a vamp. It used to be that back in the day, I used to go live daily, believe it or not. Once upon a time, we're talking like 5 years ago, I went live daily on my other channel and I did readings every evening, about 6 p.m. Arizona time. So, yeah, it was kind of cool. It was, an interesting thing. Not a whole lot of readers were going live at that time. Not a lot of people were doing like live readings at that time. So, it was kind of cool to see like a bunch of people in there listening and stuff. But now it's kind of like there's a big influx of readers on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and any social media. So going live every day, like there's so many readers that, you can go and check out that do go live every day. Cancer Moon Tarot, um, Tarot Oracle goes live every day. I believe he goes live every day around 5 p.m. Cancer Moon Tarot goes live every day between 11 and 12. There's just a lot that go live every day that are really, really amazing. And they're awesome. And everybody should go check them out. But also, you guys should make sure that you're going and checking out Oracles and Beyond. Because Cassie's live right now. She's got her and the wonderful Carol. I popped into her chat. And she's like, you want to come up and do readings? And I was like, I would. But I've got my life too. So, hello, Grandpa the Chunky Duncan. Hey, Charmaine, sis. So, as usual, I don't pay a whole lot of attention to my chat. I let my wonderful moderators in blue handle everything, all the questions, and anything that you guys might have or need to ask. They can definitely help. They're very seasoned in how I run my streams and everything. So, they keep everything clear, happy, and popping forward with, some good chill vibes. It goes without saying, but we don't allow a whole lot of negativity in the chat. And hey, Jan, and hey, Bud. And we don't really like it when people decide they want to just be derogatory. We are very accepting of everybody from all walks of life, spiritual paths, race, creed, color, gender, everything. I accept everybody. The only thing I will not accept is when someone, regardless of all those other characteristics, decides they want to be negative towards any one other person. Then I have to sit there and say, I don't care who or what you are, what you think you are. I have to protect those in my chat that want to be here with an open heart and with a decent attitude. So that's all I ever ask of anybody, is just to be open, understanding, and yes, you can have contradicting faiths, beliefs, creeds, everything, but I just ask that you don't use that to make somebody else feel like they are less of a person because they follow something that deviates from your systems. That's it. So, tonight, a lot of people are putting out crystals and water and tarot cards and other divination items to cleanse because it is what? The full moon. So, I decided that I'm going to do a full moon reading. So you guys will be getting that. It was supposed to be filmed and ready today, but I felt like I needed to kind of channel the moon's energy tonight into the reading a little bit. So during the full moon is when I'll actually be doing the reading. And what I will be doing is obviously charging decks, cleaning crystals, making moon water. These are my traditional things that I typically do. So a lot of people don't quite know what moon water is, its purposes, its metaphysical properties, or anything like that. Basically, what moon water is, in its rawest form, is just water. You place water in a clear vessel that you can let moonbeams penetrate through, and it just charges the water. So, what people normally ask is what type of water to use. Well, it's up to you. The most prominent type of water people will tell you is natural spring water. That's the best water to use because it has all the minerals and everything in it. But if you want to go out and use alkaline water, you want to go out and use tap water, you just need water. So, however you want to use it. The vessel that you choose, I have a couple of examples here, and I have one more. It's not in front of me, but I will just talk about it instead. So yesterday I went to the Not So Dollar Tree. You guys see what I did there? And I noticed that they had these really cool bottles. And these are clear. They also have them in colors like that I saw was purple and blue, and they are transparent as well. But I tend to gravitate towards the clear bottles just for, it's my aesthetic. Oops. But they are just, they have a little stopper in them, and you would put water in there and set it out in front of the moon. And what you want to do to keep it being actual moon water is you want to remove it from your outside or wherever you have it. I mean, some people put them on windowsills and stuff like that. Wherever you place it, you just want to put it in a dark corner or a dark enclosure. I have black velvet bags, things like that, or you can place it in your closet, but you don't want sunlight to hit it. Then it just becomes charged water. It's no longer moon water because it's kind of cross-contaminated between sunbeams and moonbeams. So to keep it true moon water, you want it to be absent of any sunlight. So you would, wait for it to get dark for that moon to come out. Then you place your water out there. You don't have to leave it out there, for some, unforeseeable time period. You can leave it out there an hour, 2 hours, whatever you're comfortable with. Or you can set your alarm like I used to do. I would set my alarm for about 4:30 a.m. and then I would go gather up, I'd get myself up and go gather up my crystals and water and everything. So it would get, I'd put them out about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and that way it got about a 5 to 6 hour charge on all my items. But now I just have so much that it's quite difficult to put out over 700 tarot decks or over 900 crystals and stuff like that. So I charge what I frequently use. So if you notice that you're using something or the crystals that you wear more often, things that have quote, quote, you're using more frequently, those are the ones you're going to want to charge and cleanse because you want it to be at its peak. So that's one bottle that I have. You can get bottles like this. I'm going to move my decks out of the way real quick. You can get bottles like this that are designed. This is one of my own designs and just has a little cork in it. These are awesome too. Just make sure your corks get sealed so that they don't rot, because that can happen with waters. And then if you're somebody who uses a lot of moon water, you can get bigger vessels like this one. And it has like that wonderful stopper on top. This is one of my favorites. Everything I went and cleaned. So what you want to do prior to making moon water, now I would do this if I wasn't consuming this water, if I was just using it for watering plants, or if I was using it for blessings and stuff. You can smoke cleanse your bottle. So you would take some incense and just kind of smoke it all through, get the whole thing cleansed. If you plan on drinking the water, some people use them in teas, some people just take sips of them daily to kind of help charge them for whatever properties that you're seeking from the moon or from that moon water. But if you plan on drinking it, I don't suggest smoke cleaning because you're going to taste it and it's not very pleasant. If you've ever accidentally like inhaled through your mouth the smell of incense or anything, that, yeah, imagine that but in water. So yeah, you can make just a little bit of water. You can get mason jars, like I said, anything that's clear vesseled with a lid, of course, to keep stuff out of it. That's what you would want to use. And also you want to put out your crystals and stuff like that and charge things up. This is my selenite plate that I use on top of decks in between cycles, to help keep them cleansed and remove any type of negative energy. So those are the ones that I cleanse most often. You want to be utilizing your moonstones. So one of the properties of moonstones in divination, especially with these smaller pieces, it's a really small piece of moonstone. People would place this in their mouth and go under the full moon in order to kind of balance things out, to open up their psychic abilities, stuff like that. There's all kinds of uses for moonstone. And there's, not saying that these are philosophies I aspire to, but, there are people that do. I charge them under the full moon. I also charge my crystals under the sunlight because vibrationally they do absorb things. So it's not, me being, quote, quote, witchy or anything like that. No offense to anybody that does follow those practices. I just believe in vibrational cleansings of my stuff. So, do you prefer quartz crystals to semi-precious or precious gems and crystals? I prefer them all. My most cherished crystal, gem, whatever you would like to call it, that I own is a Alexandrite ring that could pay off my car if I sold it. It was given to me by my grandmother, and it is a extremely expensive stone. It is set in silver, and it is, I believe, when I had it appraised, it is over $30,000 for that one. So, I have very, very awesome museum quality pieces of Moldavite that I cherish a lot. So everything, I mean, it depends on what I'm drawn to. It also depends on the properties of it. I have stuff that's amazing that I didn't know was as amazing when I bought it. Like I have a $300 piece of citrine, that I utilize. That I didn't know was a $300 piece of citrine. It was given to me, and it was given to me by a metaphysical crystal shop owner, and she said, "I want you to have this." And I said, "Well, okay." And I didn't realize what it was. She had given it to me for my birthday, and I thought it's just a piece of citrine, right? Well, no, it was a very, very expensive piece of citrine, so it's one that I cherish as well. But I have some, like I said, I've got some really awesome pieces, and I have some, just everyday pieces. And depending on where they come from, how I got them, it really, lets me know how I cherish them. Like I have what we call BAMF, or, big ass mofo. That's my big ass piece of clear quartz that I got in Quartzsite a couple months ago. And as you can see, I don't remember exactly what he weighs. I haven't weighed it, but this was taken out of the ground, cut out of the ground. It was taken out of the ground, and they did cut it. It's still jagged and raw on that edge, but he has his own little stand and everything that I've given him because he's huge. Obviously there's bigger crystals out there, but that's just what I call my big ass mofo because he's mine. I bought him for me. When I was buying stuff for my shop, I made sure I got something for me. And a lot of people were like, "What did you pay for something like that?" I think we paid like $35 for him. So that lets you know how much people mark up crystals. Especially clear quartz. Clear quartz you can get like crazy, and they mark that up like so substantially. It's insane. And that and amethyst. Amethyst gets marked up insanely. Smoky quartz gets marked up insanely too. Usually you can find black tourmaline pretty good, especially like where we live in San Diego. We have black tourmaline mines uh, all over the place over here, but for some reason, black tourmaline still gets marked up pretty high. So, in the spirit of the full moon, I've brought back the Eighth House Tarot. You guys have seen this one before if you're familiar with my readings, but I will say this particular version, the first version that you're going to see, is out of print. Okay, she does have a subsequent version or subsequent versions. I'm not sure what version she's on right now, what edition is available right now. It might be the second or third. Similar, not the same. And it's it doesn't have the same components that a lot of people love about this deck. So like the super duper metallic finish, the it's not metallic, it's like iridescent finish, my bad. And the back of the card, and you'll see it right now, is very pretty and a lot of people like it, but the new version isn't like that. And then tonight we're going to be using the Moonology Manifestation Oracle. So you have the same round ball but in red. Oh, this one is just a little, this is just some smoky quartz. Just a little smoky quartz sphere. I think it's cute. But uh I have tons of crystals. One day I can show everybody. I can make a video. I no, that would take forever. It really would, you guys. Oh my gosh. I got a big old chunk of rose quartz right here. Y'all won't see. My big old chunky. I got a bigger one than that though. But these are just the ones that are on my table that I use. Anyway, we could talk about crystals all night long, you guys. Really could, because I probably have too many. That's a lie. I don't. You can never have too many. But oh, here's one that not you guys know about Herkimer diamonds? You guys ever heard of those? The ones that are from Herkimer, New York? That is a Herkimer diamond. And it's big. Usually they're small. Like, you normally when you see them, they're tiny. Herkimer diamonds are huge. Or this one's kind of more of the huger scale, but I love Herkimer diamonds. Pair Herkimer diamond with Moldavite and see what happens in your world. Oh my God, but get ready because you're going to go through some shit. If you want to clear things out of your life and you want to excel and everything, I know Moldavite became trendy about 2 years ago, and people started selling fake Moldavite, Tektite, and they were selling it as Moldavite. If you can find you some true Moldavite, and I have a museum quality piece of Moldavite. It's small. It's not very big, but it is museum quality. And that paired with a Herkimer diamond, like, I credit that with getting me completely financially stable from post-divorce. So from living in my car to where I am now within a year, I credit my Moldavite getting the people, things out of my life. And it still works that way. Like, if people aren't meant to vibe with me, we will part ways. And, okay. I don't think anybody's offended, Fluff. He'd make that known. But, but yeah, that will totally clear things out of your life that are like anchoring you, and it will totally like slingshot you into where you need to be, and it's going to do things in hyper mode, and a lot of people aren't ready for that. So yeah, he's just tired. He's been up since 5 o'clock this morning. He's been pretty busy. I slept in. He did the morning shift. But in the spirit, like I said, in the spirit of the full moon, we're going to utilize moon to do this reading, and be looking forward tomorrow to your full moon reading, which is going to be a composite of full moon, new moon. It's like the whole lunar cycle for this month. So, and I will have unboxings for you guys. Have I done business with Chris Starr? No, I don't do business with anybody. I'm my own business person. No offense. I love Chris Starr. She's amazing. But she does her own thing, which is great. She's off on her own path of success, and that's totally awesome. I support her. I think she does amazing. She's got really cool stuff in her shop too. If anybody isn't familiar with Chris Starr, you should go check her out. Definitely subscribe to her. And she has her crystalline, oh my God, I forget the name of her shop, but it's crystalline something, crystalline spirit, I think. I'd have to look. I'm so bad at this. I'm bad with names. But yeah, I think her shop's closing though. You can still check it out, but I think she's closing it because she is going on a trip with James the Fam. They're gonna go do some filming and driving around cross country and stuff like that. But definitely subscribe to her so you can see all of her adventures and stuff. But she has an amazing shop. But no, I don't do business with anybody because I am too much of a Capricorn and I'm too much of a leader. And for me to go into business with somebody, you have to be like very like-minded to me. Otherwise, I am a nightmare to work with because I am strict. and I am result driven and all that stuff, and I don't take excuses. And yeah, to be a partner with me in any sense, like you can even ask my oldest two daughters. They're like, yeah, my mom has expectations, like, and I do, and I'm not afraid to say it. So I have high expectations of myself, much less anything else. But so here we go. Let's get started with these readings, guys. Hopefully, everybody had a great weekend and a productive weekend, a fun weekend, whatever you want to consider it. So, we're going to start off with this is awfully low. Oh, we'll make it work. Okay, so this is a new deck, you guys. So it's not the easiest to shuffle yet. All right. When decks are new, they take a few minutes. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I live about. Oops, shoot. See, it's really close to me, so maybe I should move this. I grew up in a town that's about an hour and a half from Quartzsite, Arizona, and I go there often to get my stuff from my stores. And I also love going to the huge gem show in Tucson every year. I did not go this year because I went to Quartzsite instead, did their gem show. And yeah, there's really awesome ones, but those are the one in Tucson's the biggest one in the nation from what I recall. So Aries. Aries, Aries, Aries. Let's pull you a card. See, there's our still, it's giving me 3. We're going to take this one. Typically, I don't like doing it like that, but we're going to make it work. Here we go. And then we'll pull cards as clarifiers. So, new moon in Leo, and that is the shine card. So, this card is all about resonating with like your inner strengths, and in the typical sense of a Leo, Leos are like the lion, it's a lion, king of the jungle. Like it wants you to show all that strength and endurance and just your mastery, like everything about you. That's what that card represents. That's a really cool card. Blood lunar. So eclipses, anytime eclipses happens, are usually chaotic. So for making moon water or utilizing the moon, that's a lot of chaos energy typically. So there's nothing wrong with it. There's no right or wrong to it. It's in what regard it affects you, is what I will say. Some people can utilize moon energy really, 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 really well. Some people, like me, you'll see tonight, anytime during a full moon, but with me tonight, I can anticipate not sleeping. I do not sleep well during full moons. It doesn't matter what sign it's in. It just has that effect on me. So anytime there's an eclipse, it's usually more like an eclipse energy, foggy, shaded. It's supposed to bring forward, dark, the dark corners, bring them more present them more forward. So it's like a time where secrets get exposed and stuff like that. So if you can utilize eclipse energy in conjunction with new moon energy, then or full moon energy, then if you kind of know what you're doing, it can be fruitful for you. But for some people, they're just like, they're very intimidated by it. It's like anything with the paranormal. If you know what you're kind of doing in the realm of spirit communication, it's not as intimidating as somebody who knows nothing about it. They're very, very afraid of it. So it's kind of like, there you go, crystalline soul. I couldn't remember if it was spirit or soul, but thank you for that, Eggsy bro. So Aries, we have new moon in Leo. You have the Tower card. You have the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, see, these are Earth, but it's Pentacles. So, And you have the 7 of Fire. So you'll notice in these cards, especially when I've done readings with them before, they're already in Indiana. That's cool. Getting they travel on. Good for them. But we're going to get back to this reading here. So the Tower card. All right. Okay, right now, as I'm seeing the Tower, everybody see the Tower card pop up, they get really, really nervous because they're like, you know, shit, bad stuff's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. Realistically, the Tower card, like the Death card, they're intimidating to people because on the upfront, it's like judging a book by its cover. The Tower card is change. It's chaotic change, but it is change. This is gonna all come down. It's gonna come down chaotically. There's gonna be some rumbles, but it's change that's good for you. Of you've got the 5 of Pentacles right here in the upright. I mean, where you were lost, where you were unfounded, you know, just where you were having all this isolation, all this stuff that was going on, just these like negative ramification, negative feelings. They're all happening for a reason, Aries. And I know you're going through a lot. Okay, this is very obvious. You're going through a lot, but right now is a good time for you to be like, fuck it, I'm going to fake it till I make it. Because all of this is happening to bring forward a good, new, shining you. And it's, you know, the bend and stretch of growth always happens. You know, that's why we have growing pains, right? Growing kind of hurts. Growing does stretch you in areas that you were like, oh my God, like, why is the world doing this to me, you know? And you have to look at it. You have to just change your verbiage. Go, why not me? Why am I telling myself like I feel like I'm you know, I should be deserving of going through growth without any type of ramification, without any type of issue, you know, when other people go through it, can be going through it way worse, you know? So the growth that you're experiencing, the situation that they're experiencing in this, yes, it sucks. It does suck to have to go through, you know, changing of a path, having to deal with the isolation that might be coming from it, or learning from the isolation that comes from it. Maybe you really need to distance yourself from something that is, you know, been tearing you down. And you know what? Stop resisting the process, because right now this is all about making a brand new, bright, shiny you, Aries. And I'm pretty sure that's the message that needed to come across for you. So, yes, Aries, I know it's going to be a little bit of a chaotic moment, but, you know, life has its chaoses. So, let's move right along to our wonderful Taurus. A wonderful Taurus gang. Okay, you know what? This is kind of annoying the shit out of me, guys. So give me 1 second. I just wanted to give you guys like a better view and not have me like hitting stuff. I mean, that's a little bit better, right? A little tiny bit better. Well, no, I don't do it to make people cry, although it has happened a lot in my time. So, Taurus, I think we're going to call it a day with that shuffle. That felt like it was about right. All right, Taurus. These cards aren't quite ready for... And you'll know when you get, like, if you've ever dealt with... Okay, I guess that's the one that wanted to come out. When you get your Moonology deck, or if you're familiar with the Moonology deck, it's a matte finish. Like, almost... It's not quite the rose petal, but it kind of is. And for a while, until they get broken in, and you can faux break them in too, with cornstarch and stuff. But until they get broken in, they tend to stick. Like, you can see how it's kind of chunked. They kind of get like that. So they're a little bit harder to do, to deal with jumpers, to have them pull out. Happy birthday! Happy late birthday! Okay, so we have New Moon and Aquarius. Open up to change. So, let's see. What is going on, Taurus? What are you not changing about? What are you blocked to? It's not that you're blocked. It's just giving you that advice to be open to it. Change can be scary. I get that. I'm trying to be nice to these cards. Sometimes you'll see me, I shuffle rough, and someone called me out on it. They're like, oh, why do you shuffle your cards so roughly? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, first off, they ain't your cards, so don't worry about it. But I just do. I have a rough shuffle technique. But with these ones, because they are out of print, they're never ever coming back. I'm like trying to be nice with these. But there's that back that I was telling you about. back here. There we go. And why do somebody asked me why I do jumpers only. Some people can't, like, they just start from the top and start flipping and stuff like that. And there's no right or wrong way. It's just, this is the way that I've always kind of done it, number one. But it's the way that resonates best with me with the cards. So it works for me. Okay, so Taurus, we have the Knight of Cups in the reverse. We have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse and the Knight of Swords in the reverse. Okay. So open up to change. I wonder why. Like, if you're okay for the Taurus that's going through a breakup right now, this is a time that you need to be accepting that this person needs to come out of your life. That just popped out at me. But right now you have the Knight of Cups in the reverse. You're not feeling nothing. Like, if you just went through this breakup, you're not allowing yourself the opportunities that you need to be with this Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Like, you're just, for the one that, may have lost a job as well, you need to stop thinking of it as a loss in either way. You need to stop thinking of your losses as losses. You need to start thinking about, okay, this door closed so another can open. You need to flip the script a little bit here, and you're really stuck in this energy. And the reason I say it, this has to do with an ex. Right here you have that Knight of Swords in the reverse, and when he's in the reverse, he's stalker energy. This is somebody that's like, I'm watching you, but you can't see that I'm watching you. Like, I know what's going on, but you don't. And you need to just accept this right now as a time for you to accept, what's coming forward instead of looking in the rearview mirror. That's what this is really kind of all about. Be open up to that new change, okay? It's emotional right now because this is new moon in Aquarius. Right now you're going through some serious emotional stuff. And I get that. Your thoughts are very much playing with you right now. They're sabotaging you and they're gifting you at the same time. So you just got to really be opened up to that and understanding about that. That it's in your head. And your head and your thoughts work together to make things happen in your waking world. So if you're going to sit there and say, like, poison your mind, you're going to poison your progress. And that's not very good. Nobody wants to do that. So you really do not need to change the way you're thinking. If you're being recluse right now, get out more. Even if it's taking walks in the park. If you're being, mean to yourself, how do you expect yourself to progress if you're not saying, you're not being charismatic to yourself? I don't care what other people say. That's their issues. But if you can't be nice to yourself, then how are you going to expect other things to be nice to you? How are you going to expect the universe to bring you things that you want if you keep putting out that negative? So, Taurus, just be really, really open at this time. Understanding and accepting, okay? Alrighty, so Gemini. Moving along to our Geminis. Hopefully everybody is doing amazing tonight. To the 13 people who are hanging out and sticking by, thank you so much. Make sure you're slapping that like button, giving it a share here and there. It helps the algorithms a little bit. But like I say all the time, I do this just to spread word and encouragement. It's not necessarily for anything else, to be honest with you. All right, Gemini. Gemini. What have we got going on for our awesome Gemini? Messages for Gemini for this week. Oh, there we go. So Gemini, what have we got going on here? Leave the past behind. I think that speaks for itself right there, Gemini. Leave the past behind. Let's get some confirming information for you. Hopefully everyone's going to be enjoying this week coming up. Hopefully we got some good stuff happening for people this week. Okay, so we have the Three of Wands in the reverse. You're having no wonder this came out for you when you got the Three of Wands in the reverse. You're looking behind you. You're looking in that rearview mirror. You have the Page of Swords, and then you have the Hermit card. Okay, so like I said about that reclusion, you need to get out more and be, and it's okay. Don't be so locked in yourself, either physically or mentally. Don't be so locked in this past right here. Because, yes, even though our past is something that we do reference, it is not something that we always need to live in and constantly revisit. So if you look in your rearview mirror while you're driving, you're going to end up wrecking your car. Like if you just constantly stay staring in that instead of looking forward, you're going to wreck your car, right? Because you're not paying attention to what's in front of you. Because you're so fixated with what's behind you. So with the Page of Swords in the reverse, it's like you don't even want to care about anything else right now. You are so fixed on, like, you're sitting there, you're haphazardly saying, like, yes, I want change, I want better, I want this and that, but your mind is so, like, bottom level, like bottom tier with that, and you're not producing any physical movement. You know what? It's okay to sit there and be like, I just want to take some steps back. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually really good advice. That's really something really good for you, is to take that step back and utilize your wisdom. But, you know what? Don't stay so locked away physically, mentally, emotionally, or anything like that, because dwelling inside of our own head produces a lot of egotistical based results. And our egos aren't the best places, or aren't the best facets of us usually. So our ego is everything that we think. If you're referring to your past or relating something to your past, that's your ego talking. Because you can't always say, well, it's happened before, so it's going to happen again. We don't know that, right? All we can do is say, well, it is likely, so let's change things. Let's go forward with the momentum and in a direction that produces a result that's more sound for us, that's more beneficial to us towards our greater outcome. But stop sitting there in that egotistical bond with your past where you're like, that's the way it's always going to be. It will continue that way if you keep thinking that way. All right? So that's the big thing you need to focus on this week, Gemini, is really letting go and just leaving it back there. If it's back there, it's back there. Stop smelling your old laundry and your dirty laundry expecting to have a clean, fresh scent. You know, it's just not going to happen. Don't drink spoiled milk. Alrighty, Gemini, you take care, and we're going to move on to Cancer. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. All right, well, you take care, Eggy, there. I know life can be rough, but you got to be a little bit positive. You got to try. You got to give it your all. Even though Yoda says do or do not, there is no try. Sometimes trying is the best we can do. So, Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. What have we got going on for Cancer? Okie dokie. First quarter in Pisces, first quarter moon in Pisces, honor your feelings. So, that's a pretty good card. So let's get some clarifiers for you. Sorry, I'm getting wrapped up in my headphone cord. Alrighty. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. Let's get one more shuffle in for Cancer. And let's see what we get for you. Okie dokie. So for you, Cancer, we have the Ace of Wands in the reverse. So you're not providing much action right now. Something's at a standstill. You have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Huh. And we have the Moon Ghost. Okay. So something's getting revealed internally. This is very internal. You're not feeling good about the stuff that's being produced in your world right now. It's coming from yourself, perhaps. You're at an emotional standstill. And right here with this honor your feelings, I think right now you're taking those steps back. You're kind of realizing like, this isn't feeling right. This isn't feeling good. Um, and it's probably because you're learning things about someone, something, someplace, whatever it may be. You're learning this, things are getting revealed. Truths are coming out and you're just not feeling very great about this. Somebody may have been pulling the wool over your eyes and you believed it, and now you're like, I cannot believe this. Like, things that I felt great about, I had plans for this, and now everything's changed. There's a reason for that. Okay. You need to understand the way you're feeling about things, and how you're feeling is extremely valid regardless of what anybody might be saying at this time. If somebody is trying to gaslight you and tell you like, oh, that's nothing, you don't need to feel like that. No, anytime you have feelings about something, there is a reason for that. Doesn't matter what it is. Grown people cry just like, babies cry, and just like babies laugh, grown people laugh. Grown people experience struggle. Every emotion you have has a purpose. It is a response to the stimuli of what is going on in your world. So right now that you're feeling all these things, you need to understand them, you need to go through them, and you need to accept the pain, you need to accept the situation, you need to accept the lesson that's being taught through the obstacle. And when I say that is because if we don't experience the pain, guess what we're bound to do? We're bound to go back and experience it again. We're bound to keep doing things because we didn't learn the full lesson. It's kind of like a person that repeatedly offends because the punishment might not have been fitting enough to where they realize, like, yeah, I don't want to do that ever again. I don't want to go, like, if a person commits a crime and they go to jail, maybe they didn't receive enough jail time because they're, if they're reoffending, because they're like, that punishment, I didn't really care. I can go back to jail. I can go back and deal with this. It wasn't that bad. But if a punishment is so bad that you're actually in a sustained fear of having that ramification occur again, and you have that punishment occur again, that consequence, if it was so severe that you're like, there's no way in hell, I understand some people are like, oh, you shouldn't have fear-based consequences. Reinforcing something in a negative connotation psychologically does promote for somebody to not continue doing that behavior, that thought process, whatever it is. It's basic psychology. If you are rewarding something, or you're making something too light, and that person or whatever can handle that and not feel it as a substantial consequence, you can use Fluff's PayPal if somebody needs to do something via PayPal. And he can transfer that over. Because, yeah, my other PayPal's not set up yet. I had an older PayPal that was linked with my ex, and I couldn't stand seeing his name on it, and PayPal wouldn't help me out. They wouldn't take it off, so I was like, you know what, bye. I'm just going to start a new one. It's not worth it. Hey, Tippa, how are ya? So that's kind of the advice I've got going on for you right here, Cancer, is, there's a method to the madness always. And right now, listening to yourself, how you feel, and going, I never want to feel like this again, then realize from the experience that you've gone through that brought you to this state, what part you played in it and what part you can change about it. Because at that point, will you gather your strengths in order to not have to go through that situation again, because you can change the behaviors that bring you to that point. You can definitely change one thing. All you have to do is change one thing. In cognitive behavior, all you have to do is change one thing, and the path changes. It has to. This isn't, metaphysics or anything. This is just general psychology. If you change one thing about the way you think, you're changing the course of actions, right? If you change one action that, in your typical situation, you're like, every day I get up and do these same three things. If you change one of those behavioral patterns, guess what? Things have to change, right? There has to be a difference. There's a deviation. So when something brings you to a state of, I don't ever want to be like this and do this or have this ever again, take the accountability that you have in it and change what you can about it. You will change that situation. You will not have to revisit it again. But the only time you can do this in a beneficial light is when you understand the purpose of it and you understand your placement in it, because at that point, then you become the mastery of that situation. You understand the dynamic of it and you can allow for some change in it. Hey, Bat Rican bro. Hi, Charlie. How are you guys this evening? Hope I said that right. Charlie? I think so, hopefully. Alrighty. So, good luck to you, Cancer, and I hope everything does come out well for you. We're going to go ahead and move right along to our wonderful Leo gang and see what messages we have for Leo this evening. Thank you so much, Tippa, for that like. I appreciate it to the utmost. You guys are amazing. Hey, Liz. Alrighty, and if everybody will just make sure you're as well hitting that like button, share this out to any of your social medias. It helps me out just enough to build up some watch hours, which helps my algorithms a little bit. And, if you see anybody really cool in that chat that strikes your fancy, check out their channels as well, because everybody is trying to reach their potentials in every way, and everyone has goals, so helping them out helps them out. Alrighty. You see, as we're getting more shuffly with this, the cards come out a little bit better. Okay, Leo. So right here we have for you the moon in Scorpio. Go deeper. So definitely what this card is gearing you towards, we could be looking at the book, but we're going to be reading strictly intuitive tonight. Going deeper. Now, I'm going to let you, Leo, take that as it comes to you. If you're watching or listening to this, the key phrase is go deeper. New moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is a water sign. It's a very, very intuitive sign. So this is something I'm thinking is a very internal, very something, if you're really engulfed in a situation right now, maybe you need to think deeper about the resolution, the outcome, the situation, whatever the case may be. It's really wanting you to go deeper. And if this is an overall situation, just overall in life in general, with yourself, it's wanting you to dig deeper into yourself. So it depends on how you want to take this. How? Alright, so let's get you some clarifiers. Let's get some additional direction. Let's see what the tarot can provide to you, Leo. So there's our first card on the board. And there's, you got 4. But you know what happens when I get 2? I stick them together. Alright. Okay. Okay, so I have the Emperor card in reverse. I have the Ace of Swords in the upright. And right here we have the 8 of Cups in the reverse and the Page of Swords in the upright. Okie dokie, right here. So this go deeper is definitely making sense to me. With the Emperor in reverse, right, you're not judging this with necessarily the authority that you should be judging this with. You need to, you're not feeling like the authoritarian in this situation, right? Maybe you're feeling like you've been overthrown in something, that something's above you. This is outside of my wheelhouse or whatever. And there's a lot of truth. A lot of truth has surfaced in some aspect. And then right here, because you got that Ace of Air, so this is that aha moment. Literally, that's what, and air being swords. This is like, in the tarot, that I always say, this is like right here, it's representation of like the hand of God almost. But it's bringing you that fresh thought, that new, like, oh my God, like that's that, like I said, it's that, okay, I understand now. There is a truth, a new realization about something. And maybe it meant stripping yourself of your domitarian type state and your egotistically based, magnitude towards something. Maybe you had to like flip that script and be like, don't I don't want to lead the charge on this one. But with this Page of Swords in the upright, and then you have the Eight of Cups in the reverse, you don't really want to walk away from something. You're just not trying to give it, right now, you're going through a situation of not giving it your entire all. And that could be good, and it can also be bad. Because sometimes if we don't go deeper, and we're like, do I really need to apply myself in this situation? I don't want to walk away from it, but do I really, really want to apply myself completely to it? And you're in this kind of like confliction right now. It's telling you to go deeper. So yes, you need to definitely apply yourself in this situation. Give it the credit it deserves. Give it the attention it deserves. Give it the mental capacity it deserves. You're going to need to sit in some meditation in this, call it what you will, meditation, thought, whatever the case may be. Really, really apply yourself and knowledge to this. Give this a little bit more than what it deserves, because I'm assuming from what I'm reading here that the outcome has a greater benefit to you than it would if you weren't applying yourself to it. This is one of those cases of, you could be missing the whole boat. You could miss your ship trying to mess around, at the beach. You could be missing the whole thing that you were supposed to be doing. You're like, okay, I want to go and have my dreams come true. If you apply yourself to the situation, maybe it has an aspect or component that can lead to that. But if you're not going to pay attention to it, guess what? If you don't start at the starting point, you can't participate in the race, right? So some people have a hard time getting to the starting point because we do what? We self-sabotage. And that's what I'm seeing from here. Alrighty. So next we have Virgo. Virgo. That was kind of a messy little shuffle. Alrighty. Shuffle. For Virgo. Virgo. There we go. That's a better shuffle. Okay, we're going to stop right there for our awesome Virgo gang. The Virgos have had it difficult this month that I've seen. And even I've experienced in my readings. Now, I don't read these ones upside down. Sometimes I do take reversals. But you learn how to shuffle. Well, come hang out with me, Tippa. We'll all learn together, because apparently I don't know how to shuffle tonight. But no, I will place out who was a bit close to the bone. Okay. Well, you know what? That's good. That is good, because there's some advice. Just marinate on it, is what I tell people. But thank you for responding to that, sweetheart. I hope everything goes good for you. All right, Virgo. You have new moon in Sagittarius. Focus on the positive. Remember, I just said Virgos have been having it pretty good this month. And I don't mean pretty good in the sense of like, yay, unicorn farts and flowers and great thing. They've had it pretty good in the sense of like, dang. Ooh, they're getting taken for one. All right. So, you know what, right here, like within the other readings, it's, focus on the positive components, okay? That can totally make you feel different when we, remove what we don't want and focus on what we do, okay? So if there's a ton of bad shit happening, and because typically, let's not Willy Wonka this. Let's not sugarcoat the shit. Bad shit happens every day. In our worlds. It's totally rare that I have a day that I'm like, oh my god, nothing bad happened. Have I ever had one of those? I don't know. But there are components of the day that we can focus on and be like, that was a good part of today, and it made the rest of it like not so bad. So that's kind of what this is gearing you towards there, Virgo, is to focus on the positive of whatever you got going on. But let's see what we got going on. Or at least let's see what the tarot has to say on it. Okay, so we have the King of Wands in reverse. I think you had King of Wands in reverse before in a reading this week. You have the Queen of Cups in the reverse, and you have the Seven of Swords. Okay. Okay, so this is literally the same thing right here is what I would say. I was like, you need to focus on the positivity because the outcome is beneficial. The outcome has purpose, all right? But you need to stop keeping your eyes solely on the greed of something. But at the same time, this card can literally mean focusing on something beneficial. So you have the eye, and then the reflection of the eye is the money. Sometimes this can be labeled as like you're willing to do whatever it takes so long as it benefits you. And this can sometimes be a positive thing. It's like you're willing to do whatever it takes in order to receive a positive benefit to yourself. All right. Right now you're feeling out of your element. You don't like the way, like, King of Wands, come on, when he's in his upright, he's like, hell yeah, I'm on top of the world. Yeah, when he's not, he's like, he's just in this, he's still very, cause, come on, the King of Wands is kind of egotistical, but he's very vain. So it's like you're feeling kind of rough, but you're like faking it. This is the King of Wands. When he's in the reverse, he's the type of guy that will drive an expensive vehicle but only has a minimum wage job. It's that type of vibe, right? So maybe you're kind of extending yourself outside of your means. Or maybe you feel extended out of your means. Like, this is just, I'm just not in my element. Queen of Cups in the reverse. So when I see these two together, this could literally be, am I in sync with somebody that I care about? But am I letting my negative approach to life be huge shout out to Lynn. What are we shouting Lynn out for?
She donated twice.
Oh my gosh, Lynn, you are too amazing, sweetheart. Thank you so much. See how I pay attention to the chat sometimes and I don't? I love you very much, Lynn. You've always, and truth be told, Lynn has always been such an amazing supporter to both myself and Fluff for the longest time. She is one in a trillion. Like, there will never be a duplicate of Lynn. She is amazing and she deserves an enormous shout out. Just as a person, she's genuine, she's amazing, and she's loving, and I adore her to no end. Thank you so much.
She says she wants a meetup.
Of course. Of course. When? But yes, we would definitely love to meet up with you, Lynn. You are so awesome. Definitely, definitely. But right here with this Queen of Cups in the reverse, this is something that, like, you feel emotionally. This is when I'm like this, I'm emotionally drained. And I feel like I've overextended myself. I'm out of spoons. Okay, you guys know the spoon theory. This is like being out of spoons, where you're like, oh shoot. And sometimes these things can make us lose sight of why things are happening the way they are. It can make us lose sight of anything that's good about us. Maybe you're so focused on an outcome that you're forgetting about yourself in the process. And that's what I'm kind of seeing from here, Virgo. So don't do that. Refocus on, if you had to learn some hard lessons, if you had to take a step back from, you know, spending on yourself and spending on others, or, just, having close connections, close things. Maybe you just, like I said, when we don't feel good about ourselves, when we don't look, we start feeling like we're unappealing. This is what this is. I'm an unappealing, unattractive. I'm just so, but you know what? Focus on the good things about you, because what I always tell people, and this is kind of fun and funny and all that, but it's true at the same time. If you cross-eyed and crooked, there is somebody out there that is still going to love the shit out of you. If you have a bigger body, there's somebody out there that wants nothing more than a person they can snuggle up next to when it's cold. If you buck-eyed and, there's somebody out there, or buck-tooth or something, there's somebody out there that wants nothing more than a woman that can bite an apple through a picket fence. Okay? There is somebody out there. Um, you know, there's somebody out there that wants that. that wants the beauty that you don't even see in yourself. There's somebody out there that's dying to have what you have. And you need to focus on that because you got a lot, Virgo. You got a lot, okay? You may not have a lot of what you know, if you're going looking, if you're going looking in the wrong places, the wrong people are going to make you feel like this all day long. But if you go looking in the right places, the right people are going to make you feel good about you all day long. Focus on the positive there, Virgo. Focus on the lesson. All right. So next we have Libra. Libra, Libra, Libra. And we love you, Lynn. You are amazing. Libra, Libra, Libra. Hi, Max. How are you? Welcome to the stream. All right, and we are on Libra, so let's get a card for Libra. Let's get Libra some good old information coming their way for this week. But this is I mean, my readings are timeless, so whenever it comes across is when it resonates with you, right? If it resonates, that's your time to hear it for that week. And there we go. Release your blocks. Okay. So, you know, if you've obviously experiencing things that are making you stall, making you not feel, you know, that you can push forward and things like that, you need to just surrender. This is a very surrendering card. This card literally will represent, you know what, I am not in charge, even though I can follow the direction. I am not in charge, so why am I being my own resistor? Why am I being my own sabotager? You know what? Let those things be what they are. If that's not my path, that's not my path. Move along. So that's what this card definitely represents. Let's get some clarifiers. Let's see what the tarot has in store for us to give us direction. You're a Libra. Well, you know, you showed up at the right time there, Max. Maybe this message is definitely something you need to hear. And I see that my awesome brother Matthew showed up. Well, we couldn't have the stream without Matthew. Couldn't. Love you, bro. And Matt, you better not have gotten rid of your live stream. I'm going to be mad if you did. Because Matt's supposed to be going live pretty quick here too. So we can all go raid his stuff. Okay, so let's get some clarifying cards on the board. One more, please. Thank you. Flop and flop. Okay, so we have the Fool in reverse. We also have the 10 of Wands in reverse. Okay, cool. And the Page of Swords in the reverse. So we do have reversals. Now, reversals aren't always a bad thing, especially with that 10 of Wands right there. Okay, so the Fool in reverse. So the Fool is all about, when he's in his upright, he's all about taking chances. He's like a brand new baby duck. He doesn't, you know, they waddle because they don't know how to walk amazingly, but, you know, they're going to give it the try, right? They're going to do something fresh. It's like a newborn giraffe, you know, they don't, you know, they're going to get up and be shaky on their legs, but they're still doing it. So when it is in the reverse, it is about making smarter decisions on the going forward. It's not so carefree, if you will. It's not so without premeditation. So on this one, it's just asking you to really, really, what I'm getting in coalition with the release your blocks is to really think about what it is. Don't do it like carelessly. Do it beneficially. And with this 10 of Wands, which right here it's 10 of fire, but when it's in the reverse, it's like you are letting go of all that heavy burden. It's not for you anymore. It's time to be done. And this represents this so well. These two and this is this. These two cards are this in its essence. So it's just wanting you to do it strategically, and it's telling you to stop carrying things for others. Stop carrying things that aren't your burdens. Just stop carrying burdens. If it's not something that's elevating you, you don't need it anymore. Let it go. And with the Page of Air, Page of Swords in the reverse, right now is a big time for you to be honest with yourself about things. But you know what? If someone needs of you right now, it's not their time. This is you time. And that's what you need to respect in this week for yourself, or in this time period for you that you're seeing this, is you really, really need to cultivate a sense of you and a sense of your boundaries with other people expecting things from you. And you really, really need to experience the fact that it's okay to tell people, no, fuck off for a few minutes. I need to deal with me. And if they're not there when you're done dealing with you, then they never really were freaking there for you. And it's okay. It happens to the best of us. I mean, it happens to me quite a bit. If I tell people, hey, as much as I love you, I got to do me. I can't help you if I'm not good with me. And sometimes if I flip my chair back around, they're not there. They've ran off to someone else who's going to give them what they want. And that's okay, because, the universe said, you don't need that. You've got some strengths and gifts and abilities that you can give to people that deserve it. Why are you giving it to beggars? And that's what I learn all the time. And that's what you have to kind of reinforce yourself with right here, is understanding that, yes, you have things that people want, because you're so willing to give. And sometimes when we're willing to give, it can backfire on us, because we then expect that people are willing to give in the same capacities that we do. And that's not always the case. That is not always the case. It's very easy. And this message is for everybody. It's not just specifically for this sign. It's for everybody. It's okay to let people, places, things go out of your life if it no longer is in the same path with you. But it is also okay to have to realize when somebody, something, someone, somewhere isn't meant to continue on with you. And those things may find new homes in some places, people, what have you. That doesn't mean any less of you. That just means that you are now opened for whatever forwarding path you're on, whatever onwardness you need to accomplish. Oh, it's Nubby. Hey, Nubby. And Beth's here too. Hi, Beth. I don't know how long Beth's been here, but I just noticed her now. But that's what I'm totally seeing for you right here, Libra. And that can be a difficult and daunting task to realize all that and actually utilize it. But once you do, it is so freeing and beneficial that it literally is. And the realization of people not being able to continue on the same path of you can be very devastating. Be compassionate to yourself. Understand that it is okay to feel like that, but also understand that it is okay to be kind to yourself. Go get that ice cream if you want it. Go do a few things for yourself. Don't overindulge too much, but be compassionate to yourself. Life is hard. Life is hard for all of us. We're always going through difficult times. We can always enjoy a little extra comforts, but just don't make them so comfortable that, it's becoming an issue. But at the same time, if you need to go find somebody that you can just talk to and be like, is there anything about me that, isn't becoming to the world? Or, is there anything about me that I need to change so I, don't feel this way? Those are blocks to yourself, kind of relieve yourself of those burdens of yourself and others and situations and so on. Okay? And moving along to our Scorpios. So let's get some messages for Scorpio. Did you guys see what happened in the Friday the 13th reading where Scorpio got taken out by Annabelle? That was hilarious. Of all the signs, Scorpio got taken out by a possessed doll. That's absurd. That's unheard of. But it was funny. Alright. So let's see what we got for Scorpio. I think it was I know Scorpio got taken out. I don't remember who else got taken. There was like 3 signs. I have it written down. Who got taken out by their Oh, it's in the basket over there. But yeah, Scorpio got taken out. Let your fears dissolve. Full moon in Cancer. Okay, so there's some. You had two cards, but you get one. You get this one. I kind of want to see what the other one was, though. What was it? Push through any insecurity. Oh, they kind of hold hands. You guys want to keep them together? Let's keep them together. So, Scorpio gets two. Push through any insecurity. Let your fears dissolve. I think that kind of goes without saying, doesn't it? Like, I don't think you need to interpret. That's one thing I love about the Moonology decks is you can read them intuitively, blissfully. Like they don't hurt to read. You don't have to really scratch your head too much. So, push through any insecurity, let your fears dissolve. Okay, okay. Let's see what the tarot has to help us with. I thought, like, a part of me liked the Friday the 13th reading, but a part of me, like, as I was doing it, I was like, man, I wish I would have done this a little different. I wish I would have planned this out a little bit. But, yeah, it was, I mean, come on. I came up with that 45 minutes before the stream. I can't be too hard on myself about it, but it was funny. Like, it was an interesting take on using the tarot and like three other oracle decks, and it was interesting. It was kind of like having like, I mean, I'm not one for playing like Magic the Gathering. No offense, I know there's a couple of those that play it in here, or like what Vampire the Masquerade or whatever, like those role playing card games and stuff like that. But I kind of got a little inspiration from them. And the reason why I never played any of that stuff is nobody would ever play with me. That's why. Like, I never could find, like, anybody that would actually do that stuff. Ironically enough. So, we have the Knight of Cups in the reverse. We have the Three of Pentacles in the upright. And we have the Two of Cups. Okay. So, this is a little bit to do with relationships. So we've had a realization moment here with this Knight of Cups in the reverse. So we've had a realization of some sort in the recent. And you've realized who your soul tribe is. There's something in you right now, Scorpio, that you're realizing who you want in your life forever. Friends, lovers, things like that, because you're literally like willing to bond yourself to these people. Um oh, wouldn't that be fun, Marianne? Heck yeah. You're willing to like you feel your soul bond right now. You've got people in your life that you're like, this is my soul tribe. And I'm willing to sign my name on the dotted line for these people to stay in my life. And like you're in the past, you've had friends, you've had lovers, and they've dissolved. Okay? And you're like, am I ever going to have that again? Am I even one of those people that's going to have the happily ever after with people, friends, and stuff like that? Because friends have come, you've created strong bonds, and then they've bailed. Lovers have come, you've created strong bonds, and they've bailed. So, right now, what it's telling you is, don't let the fact that the universe said let go of these people because they weren't your people interfere with the fact that it has brought you those people now. So right here, what it's letting you know is these people that you're scared, but you want to really make that soul tie with, it's letting you know to go ahead and do it. It's safe for that now. These are the ones that are these, if it's one person, two people, 10 people, whatever it is, the people that you have in your life now, the situation that you have in your life now is yours to make indefinite, so should you choose. All right, because they want that as much as you do. And it could be, I'm getting that it's more than one. All right. I mean, clearly you might have a lover that you're very entwined with, but you might have, like I always tell people, I have more than one soulmate, and it's one of those situations where I feel like I have a soul connection to not just, a friend. I've had soul connections with lovers, but I have more than one soul connection. I have more than one person that I am attached to now. Does that mean romantically in all of them? No, but it's just like I tell people like, no, that's more than that's beyond the blood. That's more than a best friend or a sister or anything like that. That's something that when I saw you, I recognized you. Not in this world, but in maybe another, maybe several others. And that's what I'm seeing right here for you, Scorpio, is you found your tribe and you're afraid of it almost. You're like, you know what, I'm afraid of this reflection because I feel like I've seen it before and I've lost it, and now you have it and you're like, I'd give anything to keep this. And this right here, this reading, this universe is telling you this is yours for the keeping. So do what you need to do with it and excel yourself to the greatest potential of you. And that's an amazing reading for you, Scorpio. You guys don't always get those confirming readings like that. And for once, the universe was like, Scorpio needs one. Alrighty, so that's an amazing reading for Scorpio. Sagittarius, you guys are next. Saggy. Shani! It's my sister. Shani, that was your reading a minute ago for Scorpio if you need it. Just take a little step back and click backwards on that one, and then you can catch up with us in a few seconds. Or you can watch it on the rewatch, either one.
Matt says you can join them anytime.
Huh?
Matt says you can join them anytime for the role play card.
Oh, okay. Matt's letting me join the Magic the Gathering group. I'm gonna go steal Nubs's card. Nubs has got cards and he needs certain cards, but I'm gonna steal his old cards and then I can finally. I actually, you know who used to play Magic the Gathering was my oldest brother, and he had a deck of some sort that was worth like some astronomical amount of money. Like the deck was like this, I don't know, pack or whatever. Gosh, well, how old was I? I was in junior high. That's how old this darn pack is. And so, I ain't gonna tell you how old that is. Okay, so this is ready to go. What do we got here? I know, I'm so privileged. They love me. I'll invite them over for Scrabble. Because that's what I have, is Scrabble and Clue. I got tarot cards. Full moon in Aquarius. Be real. Okay, so this is... Yeah, I looked online and these decks are worth like a house, you know, and stuff like that. And I'm like, heck yeah, I'm going to go steal my brother's freaking decks. Sell them. Oh, I'll be the little goblin king. Oh, thank you. I like camping too. I like camping in a camper because as much as I love nature, I don't like bugs. And so that's my problem is last time I went camping, there's these spiders that grow their freaking webs at night and then they take them down in the whatever spider it is, okay? And then they take them down in the morning, but at night when you're trying to run to the bathroom and you run into a damn big ass web of like, oh my god, this ungodly thing. And yeah, you can see Taro screaming, you know, through the campsite because she's got spider web all over her. You'd think Jason was following me, but no, it's just I don't know where the spider is. So yes, we're talking your language, brother, because like I'd have to go camping with Matthew because he would be able to protect me. Alrighty, so be real. So we gotta be honest about stuff. We gotta be realistic. Okay? Saggy, let's see what we got going on. See, tarantulas don't bother me as much. As I grew up in the desert and we had desert tarantulas, like, I mean, I could look at scorpions. My daughter just picked up a snake today that she found. My 16-year-old, by the way. And she comes in and goes, hey, you want this snake? And we're like, no, get it out of here. We have cats. Get that thing out of here. It's like a garden snake. And I was like, go wash your hands, by the way. But I have a 16-year-old. She knows no fear. Like, she never did. But you know, she'll go pick up little bugs and stuff like that. And I'm like, you need to go find someone that knows about insects to tell you which ones are safe. But, you know, bugs just never bothered her. Now, my other daughter, my little mini-me, my clone, oh yeah, if it flies and hisses and stuff, oh, she'll scream. But I, at one point, had a 16-foot Burmese python. So, I wasn't, snakes and reptiles didn't bother me nearly as much as like hissing cockroaches. No.
Jamie says she takes after her.
Yeah, yeah. My little Sophia Momia, my mini me. Oh Lord, she cannot stand bugs.
Matt says your daughter is my apprentice.
No, the one that's like reminds me a lot of Shani, my oldest one, who's soon to be 16 in a week. Imagine that. um, she's my thespian, she's my singer, she's my dancer and everything. She doesn't look anything like her mom. I actually got accused when she was a baby of being like I stole her. She's this little skinny, blue-eyed, blonde-haired baby shots, and they're like, "And where's the mom?" And I'm like, "Apparently, you need me to snatch a wig off your head because I'm her mom." She looks just like her dad, which is complete contradiction of me, or her biological care person that donated sperm, I guess, because he ain't in the picture, and my daughter don't like me calling him her dad. So let's see, Seven of Cups, so options, and the Ace of Wands in the upright. And then we have the Page of Wands in the upright. Okay, okay. So right here, you're feeling like, there's not a lot of options for you, but we all know that that ain't really, really true, Sagittarius. And right now, you've got a lot of fire in this reading, so totally within your element. Um, but you know what, you guys, I really have wanted to go camping. Like, I've been really wanting to go since, like, the whole Cocoa Pebbles virus thing happened. And all the campgrounds got shut down for a while and all that. Now, not saying that you need a campground to go camping, but considering I live in California, Southern California at that, it's kind of hard to find places that actually allowed it, even recreationally or anything during that complete time. But for some reason, after that, I was like, I really want to go camping because I guess because they told me no. But right here, you have a new, extremely awesome opportunity coming your way. There is something fiery, quick, and appealing that's coming your way, Saggy, and you know it. Like, you've been working on this. Okay, so you need to put in effort, but don't overexert. You got the Page of Fire here. Don't overexert, but don't go when it's so superficial. Oops. Don't go in it being like, all right, let me see how this is going to work for me. Like, don't try to play a game that you're not participating in. Be real, okay? Do this in the sense of being strong and strategic like you are. Saggies can be very strategic. They can be very clever. Not every game, not every situation requires you to be your absolute, okay, I'm just going to do it the honest way. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do it by the rule. But it doesn't always require that. Sometimes being clever, your tenacity, your vigor, those things need to come out. You need to be real. You need to be real, but about you. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because that's the message I have for you, Saggy. Next, we have our Capricorns. Let's see what we got going on for our goat family, our wonderful Capricorns. Hey, Yankee. You have a good night too, Dom. Take care. Capricorn. Capricorn. What have we got? Come here, you. There was like 4 that fell. Oh, I got an itch on my face. It's been windy tonight. Anybody else got a bunch of wind? You also got Go Deeper. Imagine that. Imagine a Capricorn being superficial and shallow. Matt came up with a new cryptid. Hey, where is, speaking of Beth, I don't mean to say it like that, but speaking of, where's Puck Wedgie?
I don't know.
Okay, so we had rescued a kitten from a mom and a kitten situation, and the mom had like a litter of 5, and 4 of the kittens succumbed to failing kitten syndrome, and that's usually when a kitten just it was too young and it couldn't regulate its body temperature, things like that. By the time we got them, they were already like heavily into failing kitten syndrome, and we lost four of them um, in this rescue attempt, but one survived out of the five, and he is this little ball of absolute fluff. And he's got short little legs, and he's the cutest dang kitten. And ever since he learned how to walk, I've called him my puckwudgie. And the reason I called him that was because in a stream that Nubs held, a Paranormal 101 stream, Beth had mentioned puckwudgies. And Nubs was like, "What's a puckwudgie?" And after that, it became like the word of the day. Um, and and there was this little kitten for some reason. I was like, it's just this little ball of, and it was this angry little kitten that would like hiss at you and stuff. So I was like, it's a little puckwudgie, and he's cute, and I named him Chunk originally, and I was like, he's Chunk the puckwudgie, and I actually did some research into puckwudgies because of Beth. I had never, honest to God, I think I had heard of them, but I didn't pay any mind to it. Okay, Matt, we'll see you in a bit, bro. Um, so yeah, I was like, and even Fluff was like, what the heck's a puckwudgie? And I was like, it's like a native experience, if you will. Uh, but if you're unfamiliar with them, you totally got to look them up. And I asked Nubs. I sent Nubs. If you guys are familiar with like Stephen King movies, there's a movie called Cat's Eye, and in this movie, Drew Barrymore's a little tiny girl, and she has this little creature that comes out of her wall. And I was like, "Yo, did you watch it, Nubs?" Yeah, it is. It's a really good movie. If you're into Stephen King, and I was like, "Is that thing a puckwudgie?" Because it's the way it's described from what I read. I was like, it makes you kind of think that that might be a puckwudgie, but I don't think that that was the intent of Stephen King with that one, but you never know. But I think that segment was written specifically for the movie, from what I understood. I don't know. I got to do some more research. But anyway, I was like, is that a puckwudgie? That little thing was evil too. So if you've never seen that movie, you should go check it out. The last segment with that little creature, and it dies in a pretty hilarious way. If I can, I won't spoil it, but it was hilarious, and I'd seen it as a kid, and it made me laugh. But so we have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. We have the Nine of Cups in the upright, and then the King of Cups in the upright. Okay, so lots of water and earth energy here specifically. And then right here with the Scorpio, that's more water. So this is a very emotional, this situation going on for Capricorn. This is very, very much to do with the emotional component is strong in this. We'll just call it like that. And I have from an opportunity that should have come forward but didn't, is actually going to bring prosperity. Something that was tangible that didn't stay in fruition or come into fruition, or maybe it's on a holdup. But right here with the Nine of Cups, this is complete fruition. This is contentment. Look at her. How she's just standing there. She's like in her element. She's completely satiated with something. And then you have King of Cups, meaning your emotions are there. Like you're together in this. Like you've got everything in check and you're feeling good. Now you're feeling good about something that didn't come into your waking world. Like this didn't come into fruition here. And you're okay. You're actually feeling better about it. Maybe something that you walked away from. Maybe it's something that an opportunity that you missed that's going to bring something that is better for you, that worked out far better for you. But with this Go Deeper card, it's wanting you to really dig into those feelings and those emotions, because I think the opportunity you're looking for lies within you, as cheesy as that sounds. All of your potential, all of like, because Capricorns, when we get it together, we make mountains crumble without effort. Like a Capricorn, when they're dead set on making something happen, They're stubborn. Number one, we stubborn as fuck. All right. So if we want it, it's gonna happen. It may happen a little different, a little bit slower, but it's gonna happen. And we're leaders. We get it together. And right here, it's like if we're dropping something, um, it's if we're letting something go, letting something fade out, that's because we know that something's coming up. But this one's letting you know, Capricorn, that in the physical aspect, whatever was dropped, don't even don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it, because guess what? You're gonna find out exactly why. And you're gonna sit back and go, ha, ha, motherfucker. And you're gonna be feeling pretty damn good. Just wait. Yeah, Matt has a Discord. I think he just started it. I don't have the link, but if somebody has it, that I don't mind it being dropped. Okay, so Aquarius. Because if you want to join, I actually have a my daughter started Discord for me too. I don't know shit about Discord, but I have a Patreon if anybody wants to join that. I haven't done anything with it, but I have one because I don't have memberships yet. I still got about another 3,000 watch hours to go. Ah, don't mind me. I'm just hitting the camera with my big old hand. Here we go. Fix that. That ought to take care of that. So, Aquarius. One more shuffle. Let's get Aquarius on the board here. We've been live for about an hour and a half. So, we got this and Pisces, and we should be good. Okay, there we go, Aquarius. You're on the board here with Clear Your Mind. Last quarter moon in Gemini. Clear your mind. So you probably got some cobwebs up in there. You got some stuff in there that's clouding things. Well, you have a good time there, Marianne. Get you some nice moonbeams in that lake. That ought to be awesome. You take care, sis. Thank you for coming in. Love you tons. I'd love to go do a moonlight swim, especially after watching a bunch of Friday the 13th movies. Da-da-da. Okay, so I take that as that. Okay. Okay. You have the Knight of Cups. You have the Devil card. And you have the Sun in reverse. So clear your mind. Right now you're going through some... Right now you're really big on the things that you think control you. Like you feel like... When I see these two together, the Devil and the Nine of Cups, this is like false satisfaction to me. This is like, I'm getting all I want and I'll get it no matter how I get it. I mean, this could be somebody who is in it. Like if I see something like this, it's usually like, and I have a relationship card with it, I'm like, oh, the sex is pretty damn good, huh? You know, because this can also be like addictions. It's going to be, you know, sexual energy. It's, you know, any of those things that really control the senses, that have a grip on us. And right here, you're like very, very much impacted and controlled by emotional stability, you know, feeling fulfilled. All right, that's a very controlling thing for you. And with the Sun card in reverse, it's not your happiness though. You know, it doesn't bring you everything that you want. So you need to really go deep into your mind and really clear out the mess of what makes you happy and what doesn't. What's superficial and what isn't. What is actually feeding you in the growth aspect versus just what's making you fat. And that's definitely what I'm getting from this. And I don't think that the message is any stronger than that for that one there. Aquarius, you need to really detoxify yourself. And that's just kind of what I'm seeing from that. But we're going to finish this off with our wonderful Piscean gang. Let's get Pisces on the board. Pisces. But yeah, if everybody wants to go join up on Matt's Discord, without doing any type of outdoors activities, you want to check with Matt for just some basic Common sense. You got 2 here. So take a breather and shine. Take a breather. Okay, cool. I like that. But Matt has some no nonsense, common sense approaches to survival in the wilderness in every aspect. So even if that is just going camping and you want to know about the proper ways of doing things and really disconnecting and stuff like that and coming off the grid and doing so safely as possible, go check out Matt's channel, Second Star Survival. I've developed, for me to trust somebody is difficult on its own, but for me to trust somebody's knowledge in an impactful way takes a lot. And Matt is definitely somebody I hold in high regard. And he does provide a lot of, just like I said, no nonsense, safe approaches. Um, he has knowledge just about, just about everything. We have the King of Swords, the Four of Pentacles in reverse, and the Eight of Cups in the upright. Okay, so take a breather. So you need to unplug from work, is what I'm seeing right here. King of Swords is, you're always so strict on yourself. You're always like, this is the way it has to be. We have to have it like that. Like, your role, how things have to be. You're always in charge. You're always trying to do the right thing. You're always trying to keep everything afloat with that King of Swords air, or energy. King of Swords air. King of Swords energy right there. And right here it's like, stop being so greedy with yourself and your time and your, dare I say, even your money and stuff like that. Go out and have a good time. All right, is what it's telling you. Learn when to get out and walk away from sometimes your walk. It's not saying walk away like in this eternal sense, but learn how to drop the need for always being involved in work, involved in the day-to-day grind, and go out and have a good time. Pisces, go out and have some fun. Now is the time for vacation. Now is the time you wanted to do that trip, you worked your ass off, you spent all that time, picking up the extra hours, picking up all this, doing all that extra stuff, or maybe just really being reclused and doing the right things and day to day, you've put in the pot. Now you need to eat from it. Okay. That's definitely the messages that's coming through from you. So take a breather and just go get some sun. That's the message I'm getting. Go to the beach. Go do something. Go enjoy some you time, some vacation time, because now is the time for that. All right, my wonderful tea leaves, that is the end of the stream. We've gone through all 12 signs of the zodiac. Everybody had beautiful messages coming out for them today. And I love you all so, so much. Big shout out to my wonderful moderators in blue who always hold down my chats each and every time, making sure that they stay awesome, on, poppin', positive, and in a good swing of things. I want to thank Lynn one more time. You are so, so amazing. Thank you so, so much for everything you do, not just for my channel, but everybody's channel. Thank everybody for stopping in, everybody who hit that thumbs up. Please make sure to leave a comment because they do help with the algorithms. And Charmaine, as always, sis, I love you to death. You're at every single stream as often as possible, and you know that you are definitely noticed, and you are definitely, I'm definitely so grateful for you. Marianne, you as well. You come into every stream. You're always there. You're always willing to provide positive outlooks, and you're fun and funny. And Beth, thank you so much as well for popping in. I know sometimes you don't always involve in the chat, but we know you're around. And Liz, you rock as well. And Nubs, how can I forget my nubber? How can I forget my nubber Nubs, who is always there to shout out everybody the loudest and to be there for everybody. I love you to death. Shani and PLE, everybody, I thank you so, so much for putting up with me for over an hour and a half. But you guys have a wonderful full moon. You guys have a wonderful start to your week. I love you all. Stay positive, stay beautiful, and know that anything is possible for you. And I will see you guys next week, unless I have to do a live for something else. And then I'll see you then. All right, you guys, take care and be on the lookout for Thank you so much, Max. I appreciate that. And be on the lookout for your full moon reading possibly tomorrow. Hopefully I get it out tomorrow. All right. I love you all. You guys